Good afternoon. We've had a long morning into the afternoon now. I'm Flint Benson. I'm a lobbyist with State Employees Association. I'm also a state retiree, so I have a very vested interest in the system on the 25th of each month, and I appreciate the work that you do. Last week we had a roundtable discussion with the various organizations here, and we thank the staff for your time and preparation on that. But there was a couple of items that we were concerned with when we saw them. One was the Secretary of Employment for the Treasurer. You have discussed that today, and I have to say I do find it sort of humorous to hear an adolescent's defense of, well, the other council of state members can do it, so I should too. But, at the same time, I think you should take Mr. Mevin's views into consideration and look at that, because there's no other council of state member that is the sole fiduciary of a $90 billion retirement system. So when you have your further discussions and write your ethics policy, please remember that generally, if you're having to look at your ethics policy to find if something's right or wrong, you probably already know what the answer is. Another statement that was made last week that concerned us was concerning COLAs. Staff made a statement that the retirement system is in good shape because we don't give COLAs out willy-nilly. Well, I think as a state retiree myself, I can speak on behalf of many to say that that last statement is out of touch with realities that many of our retirees are facing now. The fund is in good shape because state employees, both current and past, and those same retirees put in 6% of their salaries into the system, and because the legislature has fully funded the system for the last 6 years. What has been abysmal is the fact the rate of investment returns in North Carolina have been in the bottom 10% for the last 10 years. We should be more concerned about that and high investment fees than we are about whether COLAs are going to bankrupt the system. Cost of living adjustments should not be considered a liability. They should not be considered willy-nilly. They should be thought of as what state retirees need to keep their standard of living. I look no further than my own father, who's an 80-year-old state retiree, and I know that the retirement check that he received in 1997 is much less now than them because of the lack of COLAs. So I would ask you to think about this. Think about what COLA should be. COLA should be an annual occurrence, not a one-time bonus, not 2% over the last 5 or 6 years. It should be an annual cost of living adjustment for our state retirees. SEANC will continue to advocate, will continue not to advocate its responsibility to state employees and retirees. We will voice for state retirees and say they should receive those annual adjustments. And we would hope that you would not abdicate your responsibility by turning a blind eye to the high investment fees, the low rate of returns, and worrying about whether to defend somebody having secondary employment that's making over $120,000 a year. Thank you.